Delighted to have Mark Roughsedge here with us today, the coach of Scotland Wheelchair Rugby League. Got the Celtic Cup on Saturday. Some have described it as the most intense one-day Wheelchair Rugby League tournament of the lot of them, where Scotland are going up against Ireland and Wales. Mark, it's great to talk to you. Thank you for making the time. Just wanted to start off with, what does this mean to you, this tournament in a World Cup year, bringing your team up against Ireland and Wales at this point?
Yeah, so the Celtic Cup is always a highlight in the calendar for Scotland Wheelchair Rugby League. But for this year, it's all about aiming up towards the World Cup at the end of the year and us being in the best position to put the 10 best players out on the field to deliver the best result at the World Cup that we can. So what this is going to do this year is give us an indication of where we are on our journey. And for us as coaching staff is to give us some insight and indicators of where we need to get to accelerate our performance heading towards October, November over in Sheffield. So yeah, really significant part of the journey for us, and it will present us with lots of challenges, both in terms of the format of the day. So 2 back-to-back games, and probably the biggest hurdle for us is getting to that venue early and you know, tinkering with our preparations there. So there's plenty of hurdles to get over and plenty of learning for us as a group to you know, take into our final stages of preparation.
Just on the questions of preparation, Mark, if I may, I know you've been in training camp. I know you've had sessions where you've been able to work with the athletes. Obviously, you know, we've come out of COVID restrictions to a large extent, and I imagine that's made a difference. How's it been preparation? How has it been getting the athletes together and working with them in advance of the Celtic Cup?
Oh, it's been absolutely fantastic. So the support we've had from Scotland Rugby League has been amazing. So what that's allowed us to do is put together a 12-month program that leads us into the World Cup. So this will be over the last 4 months, it's been the most the squad has met together in probably the last 3 or 4 years combined. So what that's allowed us to do is really gel that group together and test a load of things, develop a load of learning, and start to tinker with our performance. So so it's been absolutely brilliant. I'd say this is definitely the most prepared Scotland Wheelchair Rugby League squad we've had in a long time. And also speaking to Nathan on the men's journey as well, I think he's a little bit jealous about how many opportunities we get together as a squad. But yeah, it's been absolutely fantastic. So we're under no illusions about where we are in terms of the world standing. We've not won a game in a couple of years for a reason. So it's up to us to put some performance indicators in there and try and, you know, improve that moving forward, which I'm pretty confident about. So like I said before, the Celtic Cup gives us a real opportunity just to tell us and see how far along that journey we've come along.
And, you know, you've spoken before, you've intimated before about the squad depth and how the squad's changed and the group has changed. I mean, are you seeing now new dynamics emerging within the culture in terms of senior players, mentoring younger players? And how excited are you about younger players coming into the squads? Is there any debutants likely this weekend?
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the remits I was set when I first got involved was to kind of grow the player pool and bring new blood, for want of a better word, in. So one of the tasks was to get that kind of average age a little bit lower, and we've got, you know, some very energetic 18, 19-year-olds in there that are really pushing the older members of the squad, who have been absolutely fantastic. So they understand now that there's more competition for places, but they're not seeing it as a negative. They're actually, you know, using their experience to bring those youngsters on. So the culture's been absolutely fantastic at the minute. So we're still working out what that culture looks like moving forward. It's developing all the time, but we've definitely got that kind of mentor, a young athlete coming through type scenario, and that's just reaping benefits performance-wise. So yeah, we've got a really good learning culture going on at the minute, and it's just about accelerating that and getting the best out of everybody. So yeah, really happy with where we're going. Still a lot more work to do to grow that player pool, but you'll see over the next couple of years a couple of new clubs popping up, which is only going to be a good thing for us. And hopefully we'll, you know, a good performance at the World Cup will increase participation across Scotland, and it can only be a good thing moving forward.
And you straight away linked me into my next question, which was about the World Cup. Unsurprisingly, massive deal for us rugby leaguers in the Northern Hemisphere that it's here, and it's not far off. It should have been last year, but let's not talk too much about that. What are you thinking about going forward? Like, because obviously you've talked about the fact that you're benchmarking, you're looking at where you're at, you're having a chance to work with the athletes on an ongoing basis. I mean, for you, what will be the big win in the autumn in the World Cup? What are you looking for, either performance-wise or in terms of exposure, or what are the kind of markers that you want to lay down in this World Cup in the autumn?
In terms of outcomes, it's a difficult one. It's not really something we spoke about with regards to getting to a certain part of the competition. All we're concerned with at the minute, and this is a cliche, I guess, in the coaching world, it's about taking care of that process, and all those kind of results and things like that will take care of itself. What we've talked a lot about, going back to culture, is leaving good memories everywhere we go, and that includes performances on the pitch. So if we can, produce some exciting performances and leave an impression everywhere we go, that's a good thing for us. So I guess the only outcome-driven thing we've talked about is that leaving lasting memories everywhere we go. Almost being everybody's second favourite team at the World Cup. So obviously, with it taking place in England, we'd love to be that kind of USA in the 2013. So where everybody was talking about the USA journey, we'd love to play that part and inspire athletes to take up the sport and just grow it, not just in Scotland, but UK wide. So they're the sorts of things we've been talking about, and maybe we've touched upon it being the best World Cup. Winning a couple of games would be good for us, I think, but generally we're talking about all those things, and we know if we can put good performances out there and our effort, the opposition will get results eventually. So it's a bit of a long-term game for us, but it's an exciting journey.
That's brilliant, Mark. Well, thanks so much for your time. Really appreciate it. Most of all, best of luck on Saturday for the Celtic Cup. I'll be there as a fan, wincing at the collisions, I'm sure. But great to have you on, mate, and all the best for the tournament and all the best going forwards for the rest of the year in the World Cup as well, mate.
Thank you.